multiplication. But now, when there is a curse, it means even not even one will function. So when we are looking at now demons bring the aspect of curses. Well, angels bring the aspect of blessings. So when people practice premarital sex, that is the youth, most of them, they rush for pleasure. Yeah? You might take 2 months chatting with this woman, preparing this woman for an escapade for 2 minutes. Then it affects the kairos. The kairos is the thing that we call the season. There'll be a season of luck. You understand? There'll be a season of luck. There'll be a season of plenty if you decide to keep yourself pure. So, most people eat the seed. You know, there is usually a seed, but the harvest is usually in plenty. When you put a seed, the harvest is plenty. So when now this person puts the seed of sexual immorality in the soil, you find that the harvest is plenty. The harvest is plenty. The harvest is plenty in that if you've never experienced something to do with rape, this person comes from a background where people have been raped. You have introduced a pattern into your system because demons are there. This person has never been robbed, and you have been robbed before. You are exchanging. I think it's the Bible in the book of Corinthians says that, don't you know when two come together, they become one? They become one. Yes. The Bible also says in Ephesians 5:31 that husbands, a man shall leave his mother and father and
Genesis 2:26.
Yes, Genesis 2:26 and Ephesians 5:31. Sure. So Ephesians 5:31 was written to the church of Ephesus, Turkey, so that they can emphasize on the recreation story. Otherwise, without Ephesus, we will not have Turkey getting to buy into the marriage thing.
Sure.
Understand? So that's why Ephesians 5:31 is there. And fathers, husbands shall leave their fathers and mothers, and together
they'll become one.
They'll become one. So you find people who complain about, we will talk about that later, people who complain about their husbands and wife, they do not know that they have married their partner, only that they, yani kama ni infidelity, you know God cannot allow you to cheat, yeah, if your wife is not cheating. So if she's entertaining someone else, chances are you will cheat. So nyinyi wote ni wakora wawili mmepata. Yes.
Yeah, Mwalimu, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I love the way you're bringing this. And I'd love to know, having taught in Nairobi Vision College for a couple of times, and you're still there, how do you support the learners not to fall into these sexual pitfall traps?
Okay, thank you so much. Not to blow my own horn, but from what I had observed, I came here in May last year, May 2024. And what I observed that 1 month, I realized that we do not have these empowerment programs. So before you start anything anywhere, you have to take time to observe, ask around, ask how these things go. So with consultation with the head of department, she told me that some of these things are not there. So I told her I was thinking of coming up with a program that will help to empower the youth.
That's a good idea, Mwalimu.
In terms of giving them information. Since when I was learning myself, I never witnessed it. So I came up with a program called the Youth Cafe. The Youth Cafe is where we used to meet every Thursday at 2 p.m. where we would talk about topics that really affect the youth. Yes, it grew. Now we came up with now a sub-splinter of the group that is called Warfare, Women of Favor and Intellectual Raisers, where we're in episode 2 or season 2, where we have been empowering women in different particular perspectives. So this year, I think in April, we started by giving out beads that were made for the ladies to show them that we had wanted to give them pads, but we saw pads are being given everywhere, and if you give someone a pad, they might use it and forget it. Maybe they're in that period. They
need something that they can remember.
So they went with some beads at home. So the second one is where now we brought a media career expert, where I combine both male and female. So basically all these programs, I can say I have witnessed, let me give a testament, I have witnessed some of the students who have been following these programs through. Some of them are in attachment, taking up leadership roles. I can even give an example of one who was, for the longest time when I've been teaching, they were not performing well in class. They were not really performing well in class. They were not attending well in class. But the moment they took up leadership roles in the programmings themselves, I realized that even they are learning changed. They started coming to class during the last semester of the school. Someone will say maybe that one they decided to take it seriously, but it was because they found something to believe in. And then when your consistency in class improves, what happens to your performance in class? See, definitely it will improve. So I found out that these programs have helped people boost their confidences. Others being recognizable, some even being able to say no to men. You know, they used to have a problem being afraid to say no. So they have been ending up in the wrong relationships where someone could call you and just abuse you, tell you how stupid you are, just because you have refused to go to their house. But now, with these warfare programs, they have been able to say no. I won't mention their names, but if they watch, they will know who they are. Yes, among many other testimonies.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu.
Yes.
We are still moving on. Thank you so much for those insights, Mr. Caleb Espinyol. That was deep and eye-opening. Now let's shift to our focus slightly to a related but broader area, that is dating and relationships,
Yes.
Which is misunderstood and can lead to those very same sexual errors and emotional wounds. So what do you understand, Mwalimu, by relationship and how people are supposed to engage themselves, getting the right partner, those who have been heartbroken, the therapy for them, should they move on? What do you understand by that?
Now, relationships are a process. Relationship is a process that is a precursor on what you're going to see in marriage. So how you behave, let me start by telling people, how you behave in your relationships is most definitely how you're going to behave in your marriage. Whether right now you're rich, whether right now you're trying to come up, that is exactly how you're going to be in your marriage. So how does relationships lead to emotional wounds? And I think that is the question.
That was the question.
Yes, and sexual error. So most of the people in our generation are dating irresponsibly because they are dating for fun.
Sure.
A woman, if she's looking for solace, she's running away from something. So if she's with you and she's entertaining another person, she's running away from you. Okay? And a man, if he's looking for pleasure, then they're distracting themselves from you. So men distract, women run away. That is number one. So that's why we are seeing a lot of issues of heartbreak and emotional damages in our society. When our when our spiritual or our emotions are broken, what happens to our mental? Our mental becomes broken. We cannot concentrate in class. We do not perform well. We have trust issues. Then we have a lot of dysfunctional families. Now, I am not talking out of utmost perfection, but also from experience. What I know is most relationships, because I've also have been heartbroken before. Yeah. So it's not out of utmost perfection, but from that I learned something. So what I think is, for a relationship to survive, number one, understand that life is very spiritual. Before anything happens, even before this interview happened, it was planned spiritually. Only that the day to be, the kairos for this moment was not determined. The kairos of the moment was not determined. But now the kairos has reached. But previously it was predetermined. The moment we shook hands, it was determined that this is going to happen at a particular day in a particular fashion. So that's why you should never misuse someone's time. Even when you shake the hand of a girl, it was predetermined. Most of us are too blind to see when our kairos moment has come. Yes. So we take it for granted. Everyone we meet, we take them for granted. We never know why. The moment I shook hands with MC1, MC2, MC6, MC3, it was predetermined. Way back, even when I was born, that one day I will shake hands with a particular
And Mwalimu,
Yes.
is there a clear line between toxic relationships and healthy relationships? Can someone tell the difference
Yes.
between a healthy relationship and a toxic relationship?
Yes, I was heading there. So, now on relationships and sexual error. Now, toxic relationship, toxicity is now that one when I'm saying people do not understand the chronos and kairos moment. Now, toxicity comes from the perspective of ignoring red flags. Ignoring red flags. And healthy relationship is from the perspective of acknowledging the green flags in the relationship. So what are red flags? Lack of communication is a red flag. Lack of time is a red flag. For example, you have created a lot of time to be here. You have created these guys behind you, they have created a lot of time just to be here. So that shows the level of relationship between you guys. It's healthy. I don't need to ask, how are you relating with Nanda?
Evident.
It is evident. Yeah. There are two things you cannot argue with. With results, wisdom, and success. Actually, there are three.
Three things.
Yeah. Wisdom, results, and success. So those are the things that tell you how you relate with people. And then, what comes with relationships? Favor. I mentioned this somewhere. Favor. Favor is when the right people like you. The problem with most people is they want to be liked by the wrong people. But you cannot force someone to like you. So, for a toxic relationship to exist is because you are in a relationship with a person who doesn't have your favor. You are the one who has their favor.
Sure.
Only that they are the ones who are too blind to notice that you are carrying their favor. Now, the danger of that is this. Now, you might like a young girl out of vulnerability. This is a girl, umependa house girl, because unajua, nikitafuta msichana wa working class, atakuwa ananiitisha pesa mingi, ni vitu kama hizo. Now, remember, you've liked the house girl not because you're genuine. You've liked the house girl because you're running away from something. You're distracting yourself from the real world. Yes, the real world. So this house girl, you've liked her because you're carrying her favor. She has not liked you. You have liked her. So you will empower the girl, hoping that she will be a wife to you. But most of the chances, if not all, most of the chances are this house girl, she will meet people better than you. She will learn English. She will learn Kiswahili, learn Spanish, learn whatever it is. Then eventually she will leave you. That is the danger. Toxicity. Yeah? Because you have gone there with a misogynistic idea.
A wrong motive.
Wrong motive. Sure. And if it's a woman, it is a feministic idea. Where I will empower this man and he will stick to me. He will submit to me. She will submit to me. But this person will gain skills the way you are gaining skills right now. Sure. Even me right now, the way I'm speaking this, I gained these skills from someone. You understand? Yes. So it's the same way. So that I can stand here and speak independently. I had to gain the skills from someone. So even this woman, the way you're building, I'm not saying people should not empower their women, but look at who you are empowering.
Absolutely.
Things don't work. You should not work